Next is Miss Misty Bloom.
Wow, tough act to follow. Thank you so much for having me tonight. So if you don't mind just looking at the people behind me, I want to let you know this is, I would guess that most people here are not in favor of the plant. Feel free to lift up your signs, guys. But this is actually just a fraction of the people in the community. I have talked to so many people. Initially, I created a space on Facebook for people to discuss. I saw that it was overwhelming some of the chit chat groups. And I thought, well, that's gotta be kind of annoying to admins. Let's scoot over here so we can have an open conversation and learn about what this is. So we've been educating ourselves for a few weeks now, and we are now up to 830 people. That does include, some city people and people that are kind of lurking in the plant, like, people that are pro-plant and stuff, but that is like almost a quarter of our population. And I am here to offer you guys a way out because I'd like to read a couple things. So I'd like to comment on the warm, clean air. So on November 6th, the AD representative was asked, what will be emitted from the stacks? Warm air, but clean air. So I will go ahead and read to you what the truth is, and that is a discrepancy with the ADAQ air dispersion modeling report of December 2024 and potential to emit calculations. The 218-acre facility would emit more than 52 tons of fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, that's very small, annually, much of it likely containing aluminum compounds, along with significant quantities of nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, and hazardous air pollutants, including hydrogen chloride. Many of these emissions are fine enough to penetrate into the lungs and bloodstream, and depending on the dosage and frequency, could contribute to serious respiratory and neurological harm. Aluminum dust, in particular, does not degrade and can accumulate in soils, water, and living tissue. Over a decade, the facility could deposit a significant burden of aluminum-laden dust. There is a discrepancy in the information that was given to this planning and zoning. In fact, this is another question that came up. Planning and zoning actually asked the aluminum dynamics representative this question. Could this project be brought before council? Well, that's evidence, like, did planning and zoning not know that they had the option to send this before you guys? So I would like to just formally ask you guys to rescind and revoke the conditional use permit that you have granted. I am asking for the city council to consider the 1/4 of the population of Benson that is concerned about this. And I wanna also say, we looked for a home before we moved from Tucson 7 years ago. We looked for 7 years. We are a homeschool family. We have raised 4 children. We still have 2 at home. We have children in sports. And we moved out here to teach our kids agricultural lifestyle, to have ag science, to grow organic vegetables, and to give our children a different way of life. It was different than the drive-by shooting that was in Tucson when we lived in Tucson. And this was our dream. We looked for 7 years in Cochise County, and there is growth happening. Pretty soon, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Benson will be a suburb of Vail because people like me don't want our children harmed in Tucson. And I have been here 7.5 years now. And this was our dream, to grow our kids in a rural setting. This is our dream home. We come here, we see flags. It's okay to be excited about 4th of July here. That is not what Tucson has to offer. They have to offer decapitations and crime and machete attacks in Target. And you know what? This is where we chose to live, and this is our dream. And you know what? We have a couple sayings in the group now. One man's job isn't worth another man's water. And there are people who have built equity in their homes for years with blood, sweat, and tears, and they're gonna have to say goodbye to that. What happens when we can't sell our homes when the faucet doesn't turn on? And I want you to look at this portion of people. That is a small representative to the people that I talk to all the time on Facebook that are coming to me and saying, thank you for giving me a voice. Thank you for getting the information out. And here's my other question. How many other people in Benson don't know this is happening? This is right across the street from a nursing home. We need to take care of our elders. We need to take care of our children. They deserve us to be a voice. You know, I lost my father-in-law this year, and we sat by his bedside for a week, saying goodbye to him and walking him home. And you know what I see when I lose people in this life? They are not saying, I wish I made another dollar. They're saying, I wish I had more time. And I ask you to revoke and rescind the conditional use permit and take a vote on it, because right now, it's not looking like you guys represent the community of Benson. And my last question to you guys is, since this is a highly flammable plant, what is your evacuation time? If you were forced to evacuate the vicinity of Benson, how quickly could you get those people out? There's like I-10. We could either go to Douglas, or we could go to Wilcox, or we could go to Tucson. How quickly could you safely get people, if there was a fire, and that thing, there's aluminum plant fires all over the place. How quickly could you get the people to safety? Okay, we don't want another Colorado River situation. We don't want our place, our valley poisoned. Please, rescind and revoke your conditional use permit. There are scared mothers, and we want to stay here. We bought our 150-acre farm, and we were never planning on leaving. This is our dream, and this is a lot of their dreams. Don't make us give up our dreams for 90 measly jobs.